Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 27th of September 2021 and the time now is 6:15 a.m. Well, today is a video review and our topic is Unleash Your Super Brain to Learn Faster. Alright, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, so firstly, it is a long video. It is a long video. And even if we start from like 18 minutes and then to the end, I think it is something like 1 hour or even longer. And yeah, for this video, firstly, the first impression to me is when I started to watch the video for the first few minutes, and I feel like, yeah, this guy is really uh, um, kind of make his speech very interesting. And then, yeah, actually, he spent a lot of time talking about state, and then also talking about belief. Yeah, these two parts. And and also, I think that this is not the something like the whole course. I think he did mention in the video that something that he's gonna to talk to them the next day. So I think this is something like a course, maybe a few day course, and then this is just maybe one of them. Yeah, and then yeah, I think I get the important message which you want to convey, which is the be fast, be fast method or be fast concept or framework, something like that. So each of these words actually stands for different thing. And then the first element of be fast, which is the B, uh, is referring to belief. And then the E here is exercise. The F here is forget. The A here is active. The S here is state. And the last one, the T, is about teach. Yeah, and I found that actually not all, but a few of the things that he mentioned did relate to what we were discussing. We have been talking about. For example, the belief. Belief is also something uh, uh, appear in our previous conversation, right? Belief is important, and then in this video he talked a lot about belief, and he believed that our behavior is belief driven, and then it's something like our brain um, is a program, is a program system, and then once we have the belief, and then we will do according to it. Yeah, and then he also did some trick and techniques to persuade us that actually sometimes belief is the things that will limit ourselves, and then instead of focus on the limitation of us, something like whether we can do it, we feel doubtful, and then we don't know whether we can do it. And at that time, actually, we already put a limit to ourselves. And uh, uh, in opposite, I think maybe sometimes we can try to have the belief, and then it's kind of putting away the limitation, and then also, I think the belief here isn't just to believe you can do it. It is something like to make you focus on how to find a way to deal with it. I think I can use the word strategy also. It seems like also appear in the video. Yeah, we need a strategy to overcome something instead of thinking whether we can do it. Yeah, I think this is also a very good attitude. Yep, and then this is the belief part. Yeah, he also use a lot of um, example, and then talking about belief. For example, there is no good or bad memory. It is just trained or untrained. And then also there's also talking about that focus is not something we have. It is something that we do. So for here it says that uh, we shouldn't look at ourselves and then think that whether it is possible for me, something like that. It is, for example, someone may think that I'm the kind of person who who couldn't be so focused when doing things. So focus to me is impossible. Yeah, I think this is not a positive attitude. And the positive attitude should be like you need to have the belief um, that there must be a strategy for you to improve it. Maybe not as good as others, but it is not something like uh, you are limited by yourself. And then also there is one part talk about something like uh, our self-talk. Our self-talk is the voices that comes out from our mind, and then it's something like we talk to ourselves. And then in this part, the speaker think that uh, our mind is always eavesdropping on our self-talks. So what we think, and it will affect our belief, and it will affect what we do. So to me, I think this can be related to the cognitive therapy, which we have talked about before, and then it's something like we can change our belief, we can change our mind, uh, we can do something to change it, to influence it, and then yeah, I think this is for the belief. Yeah, this is for the belief. And then second, the E, and this is the one not being mentioned so much, or it's not the main focus in this video, uh, which is exercise. Yeah, exercise. I think also we have a few uh, videos and topics before talking about the importance of exercise. And for here also the speaker think that um, exercise did help our brain, something like staying active, and then good for our brain. And then so exercise should be something that we need to do. And then the next one is F, and the F here is forget. Um, yeah, for here, yeah, I think maybe he didn't talk much about this, but I think to some extent, forgetting something uh, uh, when learning something or reading a book can somehow is a good way to receive those knowledge or the input. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is also something that can be bear in mind. And the next one is active. And for active here is it talked that he talked that learning is not a spectative sport. Yeah, we are not a spectator just looking other people do something. And for learning, we have to be active. This is what he wants to talk about. And I think for active here, uh, it can be related to the last one, which is teach. Yeah, teach. And then for teach, I think is also something regarded as active, because we don't we didn't learn something passively, but actually we use it and then we make our input into output. So I think this is also a good way. Uh, if you talk about active, teaching is a good way being active. Yep, and then there is
I
one
think
which is this. Yeah.
I think active also can have another meaning here.
Mm-mm.
The speaker mentioned about the showing up.
Showing.
This
Ah,
can
yeah.
this can relate to the active.
Mm. Yep. So it's something like taking action, is it?
Mm, mm.
Yeah, action is important. Without showing up, nothing can happen. Yeah, and then the S here is the
No,
state, I think. Yeah.
I think showing up is not equivalent to taking actions.
Mm.
For example, you go to the classroom or you go to the gym room every day, but you just showing up, but you didn't take any action. You didn't do exercise. You didn't pay attention to study in the classroom, but you show up. You show up yourself. Yeah, and according to the speaker, he mentioned that mm, if you show up every day, it actually increase the chances of success by 50%. Yeah,
Mm.
so I think showing up is not equivalent to taking action. It's just part of that, or it is the preparation of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I missed this point. Something that you mentioned, like increase the success rate. Okay, and then yeah, the state here. I think this is a part which I found that very interesting, but it seems like also uh I couldn't get any like how to get into the state. Yeah, but I hear some examples from the speaker. For example, watching TV, meditation, yeah, something like that. But how to apply the state in learning? I think that is uh, another topic. And then
I
but I
think
mm,
yeah, I think a stage relates to the curiosity.
curiosity. Yeah. Curiosity, and he did mention about the kids, right?
Mm.
Curiosity, yeah. And also I think uh, because we uh we have came across the memorization techniques, right? And I found that actually let's say the memory the palace memorization that technique is actually kind of can be related to the to the state. It seems like it turned the information which is boring into something into the images into the something visual in your mind, and then also in memorization techniques uh, they keep mentioning that you need to put in some emotion for the things that you want to memorize. For example, if you make something very funny or very strange, it will help in your memorization. So I think maybe here um, yeah, I don't know, maybe it can be something like make you go into the state and then you can memorize something. But yeah, for this I'm not sure, but I think what I'm sure is for memory, for the techniques of memorization, also in the video the speaker they show up some of his memory capability. And I think also he mentioned that he did that not want to impress us or what, it just want to um, show us that um, we need to believe ourselves. We can really do it because for him he has the kind of disadvantage or a little bit disability in when he was young, and then now he can do it. So he want to prove it with correct strategy, with the belief, and then use the strategy we can reach we can reach some level which we never thought about. Yeah. So I think yeah, I think this is the part I would like to talk about today. Yeah. So how about you? Maybe
Yeah,
we can discuss.
I'm still uh, very doubtful about using memorizing technique, using memorizing skill
Mm.
to become an expert in the field. Yeah. So, for
Mm.
example, how can you use memorizing technique? How can you apply memorizing skill to become an expert in economics field? To become an economics expert.
Mm. Yeah. For here also I did agree with you. Actually in the whole video, if the speaker didn't say that he did that not want to impress us but to prove that he can uh, uh, we need to have the belief people can do it. I think if he didn't say that, I would think like in the whole video, the memorization part is the thing that I didn't agree.
Mm, but believe you need to face the reality. Remember the Stockdale paradox.
Mm. Yeah.
You cannot ignore the reality.
Mm.
And yeah, because I'm not an expert uh, in these meta memories, so I'm really not sure how. For example, I want to get success in
Mm.
economics. I want to become one of the experts in economics. How can we do that?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have any uh any insights of any like
Yeah, insight
uh
between the memorization and the success, right?
yeah, I mean no, I mean how can you apply this to learn economic faster and to become expert?
Yeah, to me actually, I think memorization. We we To be frank, until today, I still think it is not something that uh very effective or very important in order to reach the so-called success. Um, but yeah, I don't think it is something like a key to success. Yeah, I do not agree. And for why the speaker do that is because he has the disability and he overcome it. So
Mm,
this is just my thinking.
yeah. And yeah, uh actually for economics, I still can think some way to
Mm,
use memorizing technique to something like boost your learning curve. Actually, in economics, what uh yeah, yeah, of course there are many things to learn. There are many theory.
mm,
You need to learn them. You need to uh, try to apply them, try to integrate them together so
yeah.
you can get a comprehensive understanding. And yeah, but but when I was studying economics, uh, most of my time is actually spent on the integration, spent on the application, spent on
Mm,
like uh, try to understand things.
yeah.
It's not try to memorizing things. So
Mm,
the theory is easy. Each of the theory is easy. But how can you link them together and try to find is there any conflicts? Yeah, the theory sometimes is in conflicts.
mm,
Mm. And
yep.
also this is about economics. There still is a subject which teach in the universities
Mm,
and it can be something like the uh standardized and make it become a subject. Lecture can teach you. And how about another field, for example, investment.
mm,
This is one of the most important fields, right? And
yeah.
everyone uh, uh, desire to become an expert in this field.
Mm,
Mm. And how can you become an expert in investment? Yeah, it actually even harder.
mm,
Mm.
yep.
The
Yeah.
thing you need to learn is not that much, actually. I would like to say that. And most of the time is spending on waiting, watching, gaining experience, and try to think. Yeah, you spend most of your time in thinking. Mm.
Yeah.
So I think this is not uh, cannot be fast. Yeah, you really cannot be fast.
Yes.
And yeah, we have many fields actually. Mm. So and yeah, I actually agree. I agree the point be fast that the author that the speaker mentioned in the video. Yeah,
Yeah.
believe I I agree. It's important. Exercising important. Forget you need to have the empty glasses. Mindset is important. You need to have the beginner mindset is important,
Yeah.
and you need to be active. And uh, learning is not the spectation spectator sport. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Mm. You really need to work hard. Remember the success formula. Success equal to work hard plus belief plus passion. Yeah, the state. So is something like the passions. And it also can be the curiosity. It also can be the Goldilocks effect. Yeah, you need to find a balance between the burdens and the interesting yeah, the term I forget. Yeah, so you cannot make the thing too easy. You also cannot make the things too hard.
Yeah.
So that you can in the zone you can focus. You can like experience the flow. you can you can learn faster. You can learn better. And you also will be likely be more determined to uh, in learning. And also the teach. I always mention about this
Yeah.
in many video. Yeah, and the term I use is the female learning method. The this is the most effective learning method. This is not one of the most. This is the most. Yeah, just the only one. Yeah, the most effective learning method in the world. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is you teach, you try to teach other people. Yeah, the teach can be writing an essay, can be writing an article, can do the sharing by your verbally. Yeah. So yeah, you just do the sharing, you just do the teaching, and it can increase the result, the effectiveness. But actually, after you teach, after you write, uh, for writing, when you are writing, you are thinking, and
Yeah.
after you finish your writing, you still keep thinking. Yeah. And some people say, yeah, you need to think before you write. I actually disagree with that. If you have some experience about writing, you will realize that when you start to write, the result may different from your thinking initially. Mm. And but it doesn't mean that uh, your your old thinking is not valuable, and it also doesn't mean that your writing is not valuable. Both of them are valuable. You just create a new notion, just create a new link with your old idea and your new idea. Yeah, but sometimes um, when you keep writing and then you found that your old thinking have some problems. Mm, yeah, and when you are speaking, I would say most of the times uh, that the female learning methods comes into effect is after the speaking, after the sharing. Because when you are talking, you couldn't really think. Yeah,
Yep.
you couldn't really think deep. Uh, but after you share, after you quote unquote teach, and the thing will keep in your mind, just like
Yeah.
you still keep thinking after you're writing. Yeah. So but still, you don't need to spend the times on memorizing. Mm, yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, and okay, and about the belief, I actually okay, not start from belief. I start from a whole. I start from the whole big picture.
Yeah.
Did you remember actually this speaker have other course and have other video on YouTube? Is well, one of them is relate to the memorizing technique, memorizing skill.
Um, do you mean that it is in our previous topic?
What do you mean? No, I mean this speaker, this speaker.
This speaker, to be frank, this is the second time I saw his face. The first time is, there is one time when I want to watch a video, and then before that there is a advertisement, and then
Mm,
I click in the advertisement, and then actually it's about the course of Jim Quick, and then
mm,
at that time
mm,
I didn't join. It is something like the web binder. Yeah, I didn't join it.
mm, mm. Yeah. Uh, yeah. What I want to say is about this speaker, which is the Jim Quick. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Uh, actually, I also uh I also have been recommended to the same video by YouTube quite a lot of time, but I didn't click into it. Yeah.
Mm.
But after you share me this video and I click into and watch, and actually below this video there are comments, and also there are the if you are using computer, you are using PC, the right hand side is a recommendation, the
Yeah.
YouTube other recommendation, and I think the first result should be the one of his another video is relate to the memorizing. It teach you like something like using the 6 tips to memorize the things better or faster, something like that. Yeah.
Mm.
So this speaker is uh, he he has his official he has his official course. Maybe it's teach about memorizing. Maybe also teach about something. Yeah.
Mm.
And okay, but it doesn't matter. What matter is I think uh he has his intention. This is something that we need to know. First, he has his intention. He want to attract a student,
Yeah.
and uh it doesn't mean he's wrong. Okay, and everyone want to earn money, but we need to be careful
Mm.
about the analogy that he used. And yeah, I found that many analogy that he used is actually partial. He just reviewed the partial reality. For example, I give you some example. The first one is he mentioned that in one of the book is something like the 7 habits that most
Mm.
the 7 effective habits that success people do. Or yeah, the book name is something like that.
Yeah.
And one of the point is sharpening the saw and learning how to learn.
Mm.
Yeah, you need to cutting the wood. Uh, you sorry. You shouldn't cut the tree, cut the wood with the dull blade. Yeah,
Mm.
you need to spend time to make your blade sharp. So after that, you go to cut the wood. So it can it can increase the effectiveness. It can increase the efficiency. Yeah, it's
Mm.
true. And but how can we apply this analogy in other area? Just like what I mentioned just now in economics, in investment.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is the first one, and the second one is uh the speaker mentioned about the kids. Yeah. Uh, who learn the thing faster? Kids. Yeah, of course we know. Everyone know. And one of the reason is yeah, kid have the curiosity. Kid have the state. Kid
Yeah.
don't need to worry about a lot of things like the
Mm.
mortgage,
Yeah.
about they don't feel helpless. Yeah, they just learned.
Mm.
And on biological, kids learn some kids can learn things fast because their brain is still actively
Mm.
uh construct construct is still in the state that that their brain actively construct. So
Mm.
and
Yeah.
after and I shared before, after like 7 years old or after like 12 years old,
Mm.
uh you couldn't learn the things like the kids, yeah,
Mm.
as
Yeah.
fast like the kids. Yeah, there is a golden period. Yeah, but this is the bad news. But the good news is, even you become an adult, you still can learn a thing. You
Mm.
just need to take more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plasticity.
Mm. Yeah. The brain plasticity is still work. Yeah. Just not that effective. Just not that can be changed so quickly as a kid. Yeah.
Mm.
So this is on biological. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the author mentioned that we need to act like the kids. Is it true? If we really act like the kids, can we really learn the thing faster? Maybe yes, maybe no. But the
Mm.
answer definitely is not yes or yes.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
Yes or yes.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
And
Is this an NLP method or techniques? Because I found that it seems like he used quite a lot of NLP techniques, and one of it is yes or yes, and the other one is maybe his body language. Sometimes he asks something and he keep shaking his head, and then seems like wanted to persuade
yeah,
us
yes.
something.
Mm. And another another example related to this kid is uh you need to act like the kid and you
Mm.
kid like to play and you need to play more to learn more.
Mm.
Yeah. But is it true?
Mm.
Yeah. Is it something like too good to be true?
Yeah, I think it shouldn't be that easy, right? It shouldn't be that simple. Maybe in some aspect, a very particular one, it is maybe. For
Yeah.
example, curiosity, or for example, the the state or something like that, but not all the way as the children, as the kid.
Yeah. And how about deliberate practice, which is the scientific proven that all the experts need to go through this stage. They need
Mm.
to really spend time in deliberate practice so that they can become true experts.
Yeah.
Did they play? Did they really play more to learn more in this stage? Or maybe
Yeah.
it's just, or maybe it's just in the beginning stage. you need to gain, you need to make the thing interesting so it can keep focus on the things. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm. But if you really want to become the true experts, can you really apply this technique, play more to learn more? I'm doubt. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm doubt about that. Mm.
Yeah.
And this is one of the thing. And the next thing is about the two mode. Yeah, this is something that I agree. Uh, he mentioned that brain have two modes. The one is focus mode, which when you're doing something and you
Mm.
focus on the things, and your neuron will be just few neuron will be active. So few neuron active means uh, you're using the particular neurons to fix the task, to work on the task. And
Mm.
each of the neuron have a chance to link to the another active neurons. Yeah, but when if you are in the relaxed mode, relaxed zone, and you actually uh many of your many of your neurons uh, cannot be maybe they are not fully active, but they are in a relaxed zone and they have a chance to link them together. Yeah, so that means they are more there are higher probability that the neuron can link to another because
Mm.
there are more neurons there. Yeah. So this is something that I agree. Okay, and but what I not agree is about because this is related to the play more to learn more. So the speaker mentioned that so you need to stay relaxed. Yeah, you need to relax and when you are learning something like that. Yeah. And also one of the another example is yeah. Uh, after you learn, you need to take rest. Yeah, this is something that I agree. This is something that I agree, and this is also proven by the scientists.
Yeah.
You couldn't like keep focus on the task, and when you couldn't get any result from the focusing, you should try to do another things. Maybe you can get a new idea. Yeah. So this is something proven by the scientists.
Yeah.
Okay. The next thing is okay. Another thing is I want to mention is about this focus mood and the relaxed mood. Uh, uh, yeah, one of thing relate it is actually the awareness. The awareness. And when you're in a relaxed room and you have an idea and you're aware that idea and okay, somebody couldn't aware this idea. They just think, oh, the idea appeared and just let it go. But some aware this is the idea, this is like an important things. So they take out their notes and record down. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it also could be one of the important things when you want to really catch the idea.
Yep.
So if you just do the like focus and relax, and yeah, of course you get the idea, you get a new idea, uh, but you may not get the result because you
Yeah.
didn't remember it, you forget it. So it is also one of the important thing. Yeah. And the next thing is, yeah, I would like to ask you a question first because this is something that I couldn't find the answer, and I rewatched the park quite a lot of time. And the park is one of
Hello.
yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
there's one of the yeah, I know. Yeah. Actually, there's
Okay.
one of the timestamp. There's timestamp in the YouTube description, right?
Mm.
Yeah. And one of the timestamps is about why is this important? Yeah, why it's important to learn things fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I couldn't find the answer. Do you get it?
Um. Uh. Yeah. I think the only thing I can remember in this video is something he mentioned like in this information error and uh we get distracted by something digital devices. Yeah. And yeah, nothing more than this.
You means we experience the information overload,
Yeah.
so we need to
Yep.
learn things fast in order to catch up the information in order to catch up the tons and tons of the information.
Yep.
Mm. Okay. One of the part that I think could be relate to to the questions. Yeah, why you should learn things fast uh is the part of the the speaker say that the faster you can learn, the faster you can earn, no matter it is in the aspect of relationship, health, career, or finance, something
Mm-mm.
like that. Yeah, and that the faster you learn, and then the more profitable you could be, and this profitable is not only uh, financially, but it's obvious. So But is it true? The faster you can learn, the faster you can earn. Is this statement true?
Faster you learn. I think taking action is also necessary.
Mm. And
Try it.
if you want,
Keep trying it.
yeah, if you want to compare, what is the faster way to earn money? It's not start to learn something. It's just go out and get a job. This is the faster way to earn the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to say the faster you can learn, the more you can earn. Yeah. If you want to say this, the faster you can earn, the more you can earn. But yeah, but still, is this still a true statement? No, right?
Yeah.
So the faster you can learn, no matter in terms of fast, no matter no matter in terms of speed, no matter in terms on the quantity, it actually don't have the direct relationship that you can increase your income, like increase your wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So this is one of the things that I think uh, he seems like answer the questions why you why it's important to learn fast. Mm. But he seems like give the answer, but I couldn't agree with his answer. Mm.
Yeah.
And also what I think important to earn more, maybe not the faster ones, but to earn more is you really know why. Yeah, the true meaning of the things, the true meaning of doing the particular things, the true meaning of your behavior. And right notion lead to right actions. Now, this is something that I always mentions. And if you really know the know why, then uh, inevitably it can lead to your actions. Yeah, but of course, you need to pass the awareness. You need to like keep review, keep reflects. Yeah, otherwise, you will just forget. You just forget the know why. Yeah, so it's no point. So yeah, and you also need to integrate a lot of methods like the ABC. For example, one of the things I mentioned to you, I believe dollar cost averaging can really help me earn money. But I couldn't do that. Yeah, it seems like too easy to me. But what I do is I do the sharing. Yeah, I share the method to you, and so I I change my attitude, and at the same time also do the behavior. But slowly, my attitude bring my behavior up to the same level. Yeah, so you need to do a lot of things together, and you need to know the know why, and also the know why may not occur before your actions. You may not know the know why before the action. You need to work it first. Yeah, you need to really do it first. Yeah, and after I apply the dollar cost averaging, yeah, I realized that I really don't need to care about the price fluctuation. And when the price drop, I happy. I feel happy. Yeah, this is something that I couldn't experience in the past. Yeah, so really after I really take the action, I really uh make the behavior, I can start to really know the know why. Mm.
Yeah.
So sometimes other people experience cannot be your experience. You really need to try by your own so you can gain the experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is something that uh, I think is important. For example, the mathematics. Yeah. Uh, yeah, mathematics could be one of the most important subject. Yeah, that you should spend time to learn. Maybe you should. Maybe you don't need to learn about like the linear equations,
Yeah.
how to solve the
Integration.
unknowns. Yeah, yeah. You don't need to solve the log, the nature logs. Yeah, a lot of those things. Yeah,
Yeah.
and but at least you need to know the idea of applying mathematics. Yeah, so it's important. It can like something like the give you new perspective, give you a different perspective to look at the things. Actually, I recently uh, wrote an article on my blogger. It is calculating the title, the article title is calculate your retirement. Yeah, in this article, actually, I uh, I share how to use mathematics to really calculate your retirement age, and also to calculate how much money you need to retire. Yeah, how much money uh you you can become financially independent. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I also take into the inflation. I also take the inflation into consideration. I take the the installments,
Mm.
uh, all the things that we uh, that we think is important. I take into consideration. I also take about the inheritance. Yeah, which is maybe sometimes you need to for some people they want to leave money to their children. Yeah,
Mm.
so
Yeah.
also need to take into considerations. Yeah, so I try to take everything into consideration, and also inside the article I attach one of the Excel file, which is the Excel file have two parts. The first part is a financial budget. Yeah, this is a very good financial budget, and the second part of this Excel, which is the next sheet, is the retirement calculation spreadsheet. Mm. Yeah. So yeah, mathematics is really important. Sometimes I would just say it's just math. Yeah, it's just mathematics. Yeah, that's yeah. You just need to plug in the number. You just need to try to play around the number, and you can get an insight. Mm. And but is there many people know about that? And if I tell them the truth, will they
Mm.
believe? Can they utilize my experience and as their experience? They couldn't. They really couldn't, because they couldn't understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, they can't. They really couldn't imagine. It's not because my it's maybe it's not it's because my explanation skill, my persuasion skill is not that great. But I certainly believe uh there are some other things which is my experience couldn't be their experience.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
And this is one of thing. And the next thing is the author ask us to do an experiment. I'm not sure whether you did that. It's like you raise your arms, and then
Mm.
you point to the front. You raise your arm to the parallel with your shoulder, and then you turn your arms. You turn your arms, and you try to see how much distance you can turn.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
the next the next the second times you before before you do the second time, you close your eye. You imagine you can turn farther. You can turn farther than you did in the first time. And yeah, and the second time, really when you turn, it can actually increase a lot. Some people is 30%, some people increase 20%, some people increase 50%. I'm not
Yeah.
sure whether you have tried. I have tried, and yeah, it's true. Uh, but actually, I tried this exercise in another. Uh, I learned this. No, what I mean is, I actually experienced this in the past by using a different analogy, which is you do the first time,
Mm.
you just try. Yeah, you raise your arm, and then you do the first time, okay, and
Yeah.
then you come back, and then and then you and then you don't need to do the imagination. You just do the second time. Yeah, and you can see, yeah, uh, first time, and second time, the distance will be farther. Yeah, will farther than the first time. And then you when after you finish the second time, when you come back and you do the third time. Yeah, and you can see when you do the third time, the distance is also farther than the second time. And there's a point, there's a maximum point. So maybe after your fourth time, or maybe after your fifth times. Yeah. So yeah, you don't need to do the imagination. You don't need to spend like 10 seconds or 20 seconds or even 30 seconds to do the imagination. You just need to do. Yeah. You do, and you can and you can like make the distance very very uh increase the distance
Yeah.
in just a few seconds, maybe 5 seconds. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so
And
this is something we need to be aware of, right?
yeah, this is something that we need to be aware of. So sometimes it's not because of imagination. Sometimes it's because of physically. Yeah, physically it could be like that. The first time
Yeah.
you stretch and your body muscle will make uh you actually your brain let your muscle know to be relaxed, and he's going to do next time. He's going to do
Mm.
next time. Yeah, something like that. So yeah. So what's the point for you to close your eyes, reach your arm, and then think? Yeah, you can turn like a rubber. What's the
Mm.
point to that? No point. There's no point. And yeah, this is so funny because I learned, I experienced this, and the lecturer tell me, yeah. So this is what he tell us. What he tell us is, so you need to try. You need to try many times. Yeah. First
Mm.
time not success, and you try second time, and you can learn the failure. You can learn the lesson from the failure, and you try third time, you try the fourth time, and you can achieve what you want to achieve. Yeah, so the same exercise can explain two different things,
Mm.
and this different thing is in conflicts. The first one is you just do it, you just do it. You don't need to imagine, you don't need to think. And another thing is, yeah, after you do the first time, you imagine, you really think you can do, you believe in yourself. Second time when you try, wow, you really can make the distance farther. Mm. Yeah, so this is a funny thing that I found it, and you
Mm.
can try, you can try. Mm. And maybe uh, after the conversation you try to use the imagination methods. Yeah, it can increase the distance definitely. And then you go to do your own things after 1 hour or after like the next day, and you try another method, which is just turn one time, two time, three time, and you see the result. There's a maximum point. Mm. And
Mm.
you also can increase far a lot. Mm. Yeah, so this is the things. And and one of the why the speaker want to ask us to do this exercise, and he actually want to link to the one of the point, which is, yeah, if imagination is really uh that great tools, and you also experience that, you also see that, yeah, how imagination works, how imagination help you quote unquote success to turn your body by 50%. Yeah. increase the increase the effectiveness, increase the efficiency 50%. And yeah, what if we apply this in relationship? What if we apply this in business? What if we apply this in our career? Something like that.
Mm.
And we just use the imagination, and we can like increase the effectiveness with effortless. With effortless. Yeah. But is it true? Can he use the analogy like this? Yeah, I'm doubt
Mm.
about that. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
you did that and then you slept by the reality, right? You just
Yeah.
fell. It.
Mm. And
Mm.
if I yeah, and if I want to if I ask you to do uh to do the exercise uh, without imaginations, without using the imagination one, yeah, and I also can lead to one I also can lead to one conclusion. Yeah, so you need to try as many times as possible. Yeah.
Mm.
And but is this and you also can achieve the result. You also can achieve uh what you want effortless. Does it make sense? Still doesn't
Mm.
make sense. Yeah, because if you fail, and if you don't get the lesson from your failure, you'll just keep failing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also in business, and also in relationship, something that something that involves the human, and something that you cannot control. How can you really increase the effectiveness 50%? Effortless. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is something that I think the analogy couldn't be applied here. And business success sometimes largely depend on luck, depend on the timing, depend on the macroeconomics, depend on the uh, the mega political environment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So especially for business and investing, I really don't think you can like use your imagination to achieve the result you want with effortless and also within a short period of time. Yeah, I don't think so. And this is one of thing. And the next thing is, yeah, like you mentioned just now, the information overload. And this speaker mentioned there are three things can be considered as the super villains. Yeah. So you have your own superpower. You have your own superpower because you are superhero. You have like you can use your belief. You can like use your curiosity, something, and you need to deal with the super villains. One of it is there are three. The first is information overload. You have little time and with tons of information. How can you absorb those information? Second is digital distractions. You keep distressed from the from by your smartphone by the information. You couldn't focus.
Yeah.
And the third is a digital dementia. Yeah. And this is something like uh, uh, I actually forget how he described the terms. Yeah, some
Oh, to
did you
rely
still?
on
Yeah,
technology.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Is that one? To rely on the technology, for example, the GPS. To rely on the GPS, and eventually it result you couldn't remember the route, and also if you keep relying on your phones to record your friend's phone number, and then end up you couldn't remember even one. Yeah. And yeah, so this is three of the supervillains, and also this is a three of the thing. uh but, but is there only one method? Is there only one strategy to deal with these three supervillains? Information overload, digital distraction, digital dementia. Is there only one way to learn the thing fast? Is there only one way? And for example, and also especially for the digital dementia, it affects your learning ability in terms of the reading and memorizing. And it also mentioned about the information keep increasing. This is an upward slope, and your learning ability is flattened in terms of your reading, in terms of your memorizing, is flattened or decline because of the digital dementia. And yeah, you will feel stress, you will feel frustration, and how to catch up, how can you keep up, how can you get ahead. Yeah, this is the three terms he used in this video. But do we really need to catch up? Do we really need to keep up? Do we really need to get ahead? This is also another thing.
Yep.
Yeah, you have you have one method, which is to really catch up. But how can you catch up? Yeah, the information is so much. Yeah, it's so many. It's ton and ton of information. Yeah, how can you really catch up? Yeah, another method is you focus on the most important things. Yeah, for example, about the economics. Economics is just about the supply and demand. This is the core of the economics. And if you master right the supply and demands, you can expand many things. Yeah, and yeah, in the article that I write, which is the calculate your retirement, I also mentioned some core concept in personal finance. Yeah, for example, like the like the saving equal to income minus spending, and about like the how financially independent. What does it mean? It actually means passive income greater than your spending. And I also mentioned like spending is the function of everything. Yeah, because when you decrease your spending, you require lesser passive income. So that's to make the questions, to make the equations more than greater or equal or greater than zero. So actually spending is the function of everything. It's a function of investment, it's a function of saving, it's functions of your income, because at the beginning stage you need to you uh the same amount you save uh from reduced spending, and the same amount you save from increasing the income is the same weight. It's the same weight. Yeah. And for income, for active income, if you become financially independent, you actually are not going to work for your money. So your income, your active income will turn to zero. Yeah. Of course, if you still want to work for your passions, yeah, you still can work this additional. But what we talk about is the active income, the income that you work for money, yeah, reduced to zero. And so you end up the spending is the most important thing, because spending can have the same weight, reduce the spending have the same weight as increase income in the beginning stage. But spending is also important after you become financially independent, because if you increase your spending, you require greater passive income.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unlike the income, play the great role in beginning stage, but play zero role in the end stage. Yeah. So really spending is a function of everything. Yeah. And how I get all this implication is actually based on math. Yeah, just based on math. I already explained in the article.
Yeah.
And this is the one of things. Okay, and the next thing is the Roger Bannister. Yeah. And I also learned the story from the positive psychology, but the explanation is totally different. Yeah, the explanation is totally different. the lecture, the lecture of the positive psychology teaches belief is important. Yeah, belief is important, but just like you couldn't rely on the law of attraction, you couldn't rely on the belief. You couldn't just think to success. Yeah, like The Secret, like the one of the most famous book, like The Secret. You cannot act like that. You cannot just using a belief. You believe the universe to give you the returns, and without working hard. Yeah, belief is important, but it is not the only thing. And try to give you some real fact. Some real fact. Roger Bannister started his running career at Oxford in the in the autumn of 1944 at the
Okay.
age of 17. And there's a 4 mile record, which is uh previously everyone, including all the experts, believe that human maximum capability is 4 minutes per mile. Human can only run 4 minutes per mile. Sorry, human cannot run below 4 minutes per mile. Yeah, this is based on the human's capability or physical capability. But Roger Bannister don't believe that, and he work hard for that, and Roger Bannister eventually run a mile within 4 minutes. Yeah. And do you know when he broke the record? 6th of May, 1954.
10,
So
10 years?
yeah, it's around 10 years. It's around 10 years. Even he had the strong belief. It spent you 10 years, yeah, to break the record. So belief is important, but you still need to face the reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, the last thing, which is the speaker also mentioned about the strategies. Yeah, we need to find the strategy uh, to, uh, to do the thing. We shouldn't focus about our problem. We need to find the strategy. We shouldn't focus about the have. We need to focus about the do. Yeah, this one I agree. But the author only show us how he used the memorizing technique to overcome his obstacle. But can you really find a strategy to in your marketing, in doing business, as a parent, as a teacher? Yeah, you can find a strategy, but you need to try. Yeah, it takes time. It takes a lot of time.
Yep.
And this is a lifelong journey. Yeah, so there's no quick fix. This is something that I want to mention, keep mentioning. Uh, even in futures, even in conversation in futures, there's no quick fix. Yeah, you shouldn't have a quick fix mindset. Yeah, after you acquire something, after you acquire some skill, your life will be set off. Yeah, there's no such thing. So yeah, this is all the thing I want to mention.
Right.
Uh, okay, but last thing I want to say is all the point he mentioned, I truly believe it has the effective. Uh, and for example, like the belief, exercise, all the thing, yeah, forget, active, state, teach, all the thing I agree. But what I did by not agree is with his analogy. Yeah, it can mislead you.
Yep.
Okay, so do you have anything more to add in?
No.
Okay, so that's all for our today's conversations. How did you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocabulary mistake we made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.